You are listening to Radio Romania International. Focus on Romania. Traveler's Guide.
Hello and welcome to Traveler's Guide. I'm Calin Cotoiu. The Art Museum of Romania has three satellite museums: the Art Collection Museum, the Zambaccian Museum, and the Teodor Paladi Museum. All these are now awaiting visitors online with complex virtual tours. Our guide today is Georgiana Jacob with the Art Museum of Romania, the Education, Communication and Cultural Projects section. We will be entering a universe of Romanian and Old European creation, but also contemporary. Until museums open their gates again, you are invited to discover art from home through virtual tours with interpretations and audio descriptions of selected works. The message of the organizers of these virtual tours is that the present period is very good to get to know and to enjoy the valuable heritage of humanity. Georgiana Jacob told us to start our visit right at the central headquarters of the biggest art museum in Romania. We are talking about the Royal Palace, a palace with a very rich history starting in the 19th century. It started off as an impressive house for its time, the Dinicu Golescu House. Once Romania gained its independence under King Carol I, it was turned into a prestigious palace. The central part of the palace, unfortunately, was consumed by fire in December 1926. Therefore, the palace was restored by King Carol II during the 30s, almost in the form that we see it once again. Towards the end of World War II, the place was severely damaged by bombings. As luck had it, the same architect, Nicolae Nenciulescu, seconded by engineer Emil Prager, was in charge of restoration right after the war, and in charge of turning it into an art museum. The Royal Palace, the moment it ceases being what it was initially meant to be, turned into Romania's largest art museum. It housed mainly the Romanian art collection that covers the period between the 14th and the mid-20th centuries. They also set up there, obviously, the European Art Gallery, built upon the collection put together and donated to the state by King Carol I. The European Art Gallery showcases the most important art schools starting from the 16th century, with works by famous artists like Tintoretto, Cranach the Elder, Bruegel the Younger, El Greco, Rembrandt, or Rubens. Here is Georgiana Jacob with the Art Museum of Romania. The exhibition is organized by schools, as it was designed initially. We start with the Italian school, then the German, Spanish, Flemish, and so on, reaching at the end the French school. You can admire works from the 19th century, the Impressionist period. I would mention artists such as Claude Monet and Auguste Rodin. This virtual tour during this period can be completed by the catalog of the museum. In the catalog, the schools are presented in detail. The illustrations are high quality, and it highlights the most important artworks. At the same time, the Romanian Art Gallery is made up of two galleries, Georgiana Jacob continued. We have the Medieval Art Gallery with exhibits from the 16th century. It is complemented chronologically and naturally by the modern Romanian Art Gallery. These galleries can be visited virtually, but people who want to find out more about them can also access a tour of the masterpieces on the museum website, where they can get information about the most important works and listen to dramatizations. Also, the English language version of the website presents important information about the works in all three galleries for people who don't know Romanian. One of the thematic tours that the National Art Museum proposes these days is that in which the visitor can admire images of pets. They are available as a collection until May the 31st. Georgiana Jacob with the Art Museum of Romania proposed another virtual tour with Romanian art, both modern and old.
Galeria de Artă Românească Veche prezintă o varietate foarte mare.
The old Romanian Art Gallery has a great variety of objects, especially religious. Then you can admire embroideries, frescoes, among them the famous Curtea de Argeș ensemble, but also impressive pieces such as the Cotroceni Monastery iconostasis. The modern Romanian Art Gallery starts with works by Teodor Aman, one of the first major Romanian artists. We can also mention Nicolae Grigorescu, Romania's national painter. You can see the way in which his art transformed along the years and the works that made him famous. Another interesting virtual tour proposed by the National Art Museum of Romania is called Measures Against the Spread of the COVID-19 Infection. Under the message, "Don't go out of the house unless you go to work, buy food, you have a medical emergency, or another situation that cannot be postponed," you can see Nicolae Dărăscu's painting, Victoriei Road in the Rain. Another message is, try to buy sufficient food so you don't have to go out every day for supplies. The illustration for the message is the painting Flemish Interior by David Tenier the Younger. Also, the message of social distancing is illustrated by the painting Nolime Tangere by Bartolomeu Spranger. We will be back next week with more virtual tours in the world of art, when we will visit the satellite museums of the Romanian National Art Museum. You've been listening to Traveler's Guide.
After customs clearance, please take your luggage and proceed to the domestic check-in.